Don't keep this. What? I need it, no? Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Edit the video. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Ghost stories from India. Live stream. Stream spelling is STREAM, right? Huh? No, live stream, not streams. Stream. STREAM.
Hi, Shami.
Shami is behind.
Okay, you are up.
Okay. Join the Zoom link. Invite, copy link, close this. Hashtag post stories. Stories. What's the time? 8:53. Market should this time is going fast. I'm adding this Avishek Singh, okay?
Hello.
Hello. Good
Ah,
evening.
good evening, Desmond. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
My best friend, is also there on the Zoom. His name is Sabi D'Souza.
Okay. Okay.
He's helping me in the technical part to see if everything is fine.
Okay.
So we will be going live in another 5 minutes.
Okay.
Same thing. I'll just introduce you, and then you can talk something about your book, and you can tell something, some ghost stories, either from your book or either some personal experience, or if you have heard somewhere.
Okay.
And then after that, around 9:50, 9:20, Mr. Siddharth Nirwan is also joining. So even he will
Achha.
be sharing, and then there are 2-3 more people joining. So if you wish, you can stay for the session, or if you want, you can according to your convenience, you can exit
Okay. No,
the session.
no problems.
And how is things, how is life?
Just going on, Desmond, situation here in India, you might be knowing very well. Second wave is over. Now we are waiting for the third wave to get over. God knows how things are happening. But okay, everything has to go on. That is there. What
Yeah.
about the situation in Oman? Is it fine there?
It's okay. This is the Eid week, so we are locked down, complete lockdown for 5 days. So
Achha.
I cannot do anything else other than sitting at home and utilizing the best time of it.
Okay.
And the other thing what I wanted to tell you is that after a lot of difficulties, I ordered your book. It came to the Indian address, but
Yeah.
now the problem is because India has so much of cases. Their flights, everything has been banned from India to
Yeah.
Muscat. So it's
Okay.
very difficult to bring the book from India because no one is coming from India. I tried
Okay.
the courier service also, but it's very expensive, about 5-6 thousand just for 2-3 books. Because I ordered some other books as well, but
Mhm.
it's quite expensive. So I thought maybe once the flight's open, then I can tell one of my friends to send it.
Actually, you could not get it on Kindle.
No, I tried a lot. It was just not happening. And I think so. It's the country, because the country in this country, a lot of things are not allowed. Even in
Okay.
terms of, even in terms of Netflix and all, lot of movies are not available here. If you
Okay.
go to India, if you go to some other country, many movies will show. But here, they have just blocked a lot of things.
Okay.
But I will be checking your book out, and I've planning to start a new thing on my channel where I narrate the stories from the book. So the
Okay.
minute the minute I get, I will be narrating a part of your book so that people
Sure. I'll
can.
be waiting for that.
Yes,
And
yes.
all the best for your coming venture. Just one moment. Let me switch off the fan. The screen
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
moving.
no problem,
Yeah.
no
Just
problem,
one
no
moment.
problem.
Oh,
Even I will put off my fan. Just give me a minute.
yeah.
So it's already 8:59.
Yeah.
So I am hit the live. Sabi, let me know once we are live. Just message me. Okay, so I think so. We are live. We are live. Sabi, can you confirm if we are live? Okay. Yes, we are live right now. We are live right now. Okay, so we'll start the live session. So whoever wants to join in, they can join in. The Zoom link is there in the description. So, if you would like to share your ghost stories, please join in. It's going to be a fun session. So today I have an amazing guest, a renowned author, Mr. Avishek Singh. He has written a beautiful and a horrifying book called as Possessed. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. The link will be in my description. And Mr. Avishek Singh, welcome to the live stream of SYWK podcast.
Thank you, Desmond, once again. And really, I feel highly privileged as well as like ecstatic that we are having a chat again after such a long time.
Yes,
And thank
yes,
you for
yes.
inviting me again
It is my
on your
pleasure
channel.
and my honor to get you once again on my platform. So let's talk about your book, because today's theme is ghost stories from India. And since you're an Indian author, you have written a horrifying book called as Possessed, which was released in January this year. So if you can tell us something more about your book, and if you have some ghost stories to share.
Okay, Desmond, first of all, I'll tell you like how I'm connected with your platform today. Like today, you are going to tell, or you have invited people to speak about some horrifying experiences. Okay,
Yes.
and the book which I have written. Okay, none of these stories, as I had told you earlier, also are 100% fiction. They
Hmm.
are based on certain aspect of my experience, certain things which I have experienced somewhere here or there, and I have like developed them into a full-fledged stories and written in this book.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
This book, Possessed and the Other Tales from the Dark, okay, when you read the stories, understand that some part of it is true, and to make it like a complete story, I have added my part, okay, or the fiction part, which I would say. So, very first thing, this book, Possessed, okay, it has got 7 to 8 stories, and all these stories are related somewhere here and there, as I told you, to reality.
Hmm.
I'll narrate one experience. I was in my college, and uh, with the like great in great company of friends, I learned
Hmm.
smoking. Okay,
Oh.
so so I was in Bangalore at that time. Okay,
Hmm.
and every 6 months, like we used to come to our homes. Okay, and as a
Hmm.
student, like I used to visit during the summers and
Hmm.
again the winter holidays. So when I used to visit during the summer holidays, okay, I used to take a friend and go little bit out of the town to have a
Hmm.
smoke. Okay,
Hmm.
because literally, like our Indian culture and system, how it is. Okay, like not only you're not scared, not only of your parents, you are scared of your friends of your parents also. And anybody who is living in the locality, if they see that you are smoking or doing something here and there, your parents are going to get the information before you reach the home. It has now happened number of times with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used to take a friend and venture out, okay, out of
Hmm.
the town to have a smoke or something like that. Okay. And I remember after like crossing around about 2 or 3 kilometers out of the town area,
Hmm.
there was a cemented platform, and
Oh, okay.
we used to sit on that cemented platform and used to smoke.
Hmm.
Okay, so we did this for a number of times, 3 or 4 times. Okay,
Hmm.
and then one day what happened was that we were sitting, and it got late in the evening, around about
Hmm.
6:30, and we were smoking. So suddenly, out of nowhere, like suddenly as I turned, I saw that there was an old man.
Hmm.
Okay, and he, like, I should know, means I should not talk about religion, but okay, here religion is important, so let me specify it, that he looked like a Muslim man. Okay, and he was
Hmm.
wearing that, he had that red beard, how, like,
Yeah, the
and
long beard. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, long beard, and plus he was wearing a cap. Okay, and so like we were surprised, like suddenly from where did this person come. Okay,
Hmm.
and he came near us and he told that, see, you both look students. So I
Hmm.
told that, yeah, we are students. Then the next line he added was that you both look from good families.
Hmm.
So I told, huh. And I literally in my heart, I was knowing that, okay, means we are in a wrong position, or we have been caught. Okay.
Hmm.
And then he said that, see, it doesn't seem appropriate that you come here, sit on this platform and smoke.
Hmm.
Okay. So I was like literally surprised also. And my friend, he was a bit like a kind of aggressive one. Okay.
Hmm.
So he told that, Arey, bhai, aapko kya matlab hai? How are you related to all this, what I am doing? Okay. Then that person said that, do you know that this is a grave on which you are sitting?
Oh my God.
Okay. And then to our horror, we realized that we were sitting on a grave. Okay. And it was an unmarked grave. Okay,
Hmm.
nothing was marked there. We never thought that it was a like grave, something of that sort, cemented platform. Okay, and then we realized that on the other side of the road there was a full-fledged graveyard. Okay, with 25 to 30 like graves.
Hmm.
Okay, and a Muslim colony was there beside it. Okay, it's somewhere a bit on the other side. So then we realized that, array, we have made a mistake, and we got up, and it was like dusk time. And I turned and I ran to my scooter. And as I started it, I turned back and I saw that that man was not there at all.
Oh.
Okay. So means we were completely surprised, array, that from where that person appeared and where he has gone. Okay. Now I felt later on that that time we got shit scared, and I
Hmm.
started my scooter. He jumped on the back and we just left that place like means you can just imagine 70, 80 or whatever speed that scooter could provide. It was my father's old scooter.
Hmm.
Okay. Later on, after many years, like slowly as I went on thinking about that particular incident, which I could not forget,
Hmm.
okay, I personally feel or felt that that person might be a human being. Okay, he came and he went.
Hmm.
Okay, and somehow we did not see his coming and going. But somewhere at the back of my mind, I still have that particular like gut feeling that no, we had a paranormal encounter.
Oh,
And
maybe, yeah.
that particular incident, okay, inspired me to write a story, Kick, in
Hmm.
my book. So if you read this particular book or this particular story, Kick, you will
Hmm.
realize that the whole setup is same. Okay, the scenario is bit difficult, a bit different because naturally I had to add some what do you call reading elements in that.
Hmm.
Okay, and ultimately I had to change the climax also to make it bit more like engrossing for the reader.
Hmm.
Okay, but the setup still remains the same. And when I talk to you, I still remember that man's face. Now it happened some
Oh,
around about 20 years ago, and I have not yet been able to forget that face.
my God.
Okay, an old man with a red beard and red mustache, okay, and a cap. So it is something which still gives me chills.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. So,
So
so after this, did you stop smoking?
no, I did not stop smoking at that time. I
I
stopped
thought
going to
this
that
would,
place.
I thought this would help you then.
No, no. I stopped going to that place. Okay.
Ah.
And thankfully now from last 6 to 7 years, no, not
Hmm.
6 to 7 years, since 2010, I'm not smoking. So I've
That's a
left
good thing.
smoking and 100% I've left smoking. That is why I'm telling you on your channel, so that this is also an inspiration for all the smokers who want to leave and they say they cannot leave. So remember, I was once a chain smoker and I left smoking. Okay. And I did it without any other thing. So you cannot, it is possible if perhaps if somebody wants to really do it, he can do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is it. You need the willpower at the end.
Yeah.
Related to this, I have another story of two of my friends. But before I tell my story, can you show your book to the viewers? So,
Sure.
whoever, so guys, whoever is watching this is the book called as Possessed. It will be available on Amazon. You can go buy it. I will put the link in my description after the live session, and please go read this. It's going to be an amazing read for you all. So now I will tell you, sir, one story,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, which is related to smoking. It's a very
Yeah.
short story. Two of my friends. So back then, when I was in India, we used
Hmm.
to have these parties after college,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we were in one of my friends' place, and
Hmm.
couple of my friends used to smoke, so they wanted to go to have a cigarette outside,
Yeah.
and we were having a party on the seventh or eighth floor of the building. So two
Okay.
of them, they went,
Hmm. Hmm.
and between the steps there is a balcony area where you can smoke and the air can go out.
Yeah.
So they were standing there, and suddenly they were having a cigarette and all, and suddenly one guy,
Hmm.
for example, assume one guy name is Raj and the other
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
name is Varun. So Raj tells Varun that where we are standing right now, 20-25 years before, there used to be a temple.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
Uh-huh.
in that temple, people used to have this bali, the bali chadane
Yeah.
ka,
Yeah. Sacrifice. Huh?
yeah, sacrifice. So
Hmm.
around 25 years before,
Hmm.
one uncle, he gave bali of his kya bolte usko, uh, sister's son.
Arriba. Huh.
Okay, they
Human
gave bali,
sacrifice. Hmm.
yeah, for some reason.
Hmm.
And after that, every night around 2-3 o'clock, you can hear that kid screaming. So this Raj was telling Varun, and then the minute they finished having the cigarette and they threw the cigarette butt, and
Hmm.
suddenly both of them could hear a, they could hear a sound, but that sound was like, a tire skidding, let
Yeah.
that sound, but that turned into a scream, so the kid started screaming loudly and they could hear that. So
Mm.
that gave them the chills, because the minute, Raj told Varun this story, after a few seconds only they could hear that kid screaming. So this was very horrifying. And then when they came inside and they told us, they were shivering actually. They were actually shivering. We canned the party, we stopped the party, we put the music off and all, and we made them sit and we told them, relax and just chill. So, this was also horrifying. I don't know now if that was in their head and they heard something else and they connected, or it can be the same kid who was screaming. So you never
I'll
know.
tell you one thing, Desmond. Like literally, we like with education, we think that these things are not to be believed, and this is superstition. Okay, but
Hmm.
I'll tell you one thing. I seriously feel this is one thing, okay,
Hmm.
paranormal, which is felt across the human race throughout the world.
Yeah,
Okay,
that is the yeah.
it is it is not something as like an Indian or a Pakistani idea or a Gulf idea or a US idea. It is something which has been experienced by people all around the world.
Hmm.
So if so many people are believing in something, okay, I personally feel that we should not simply discard it off as a superstition. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
there is something which we have not been able to crack till now. Okay, there are certain things. I'll just, if you have time, I'll just narrate one. I'll tell you one very typical story about my village. Okay,
Hmm.
uh, I remember I was a child. Okay, and I had
Okay.
gone to my village along with my parents. Okay,
Hmm.
I may be in standard 4 or 5. Okay,
Hmm.
and there in a village there was an old man. Okay, so he came near my house and somehow I saw him. Okay,
Hmm.
the moment I saw him I got goosebumps. Why? Because he had only one eye and the other eye socket was like nothing, it was just a hollow. Okay,
Hmm.
and then he came and he met my grandfather, he had a talk. Okay, but I was so scared that I did not go near him.
Hmm.
And plus he had that pox kind of marks on his faces.
Hmm.
Okay, so I stayed in the village for around about 10 to 15 days, and every time whenever he used to come, okay,
Hmm.
then I used to avoid him and run here and there.
Hmm.
Okay, so one day I asked my grandfather that like who is this man and why he comes here. Okay, and all that. So my grandfather told him that okay, you should not be scared of him, he is a common man from the village only.
Hmm.
Only thing is that he had a very unnatural experience.
Oh.
Okay. And the unnatural experience was, then my grandfather told me
Hmm.
that as a kid of 2 days, okay, he was snatched by a witch. Witch,
Ooh.
okay.
Hmm.
And like we used to call that Dayan in Hindi.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard about Dayans in the
Yes.
old
Yes.
time?
Yes. 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 I have.
Okay. They were like ladies, generally maybe widows or I don't know much.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
They used to practice black magic. Okay, and around about 50 years ago, 70 years ago, when we had villages in
Hmm.
our country, right now also we have villages, but they have become a kind of modern thing. But when we had those typical villages, that time this concept of Dayan was very much like prevalent in our country. So one particular lady in the village who was like thought of as a Dayan or a witch, she snatched that baby. Okay, and she took her and cuddled that baby for a minute or two, and then gave that baby back to the mother. Next day that baby boy died. Okay, so
God.
after a boy of 3 or 4 days that boy died. Then what happened was that their family members or his family members, they took the body of that baby and buried it beside a river, like a small river is there which passes through my village. and he buried that baby. Means they buried that baby there near the river. So, like after few days, one day it was raining very heavily, and a barber he was coming from another village to our own village in the late night, and suddenly he saw that lady dancing.
My
So he
God.
got scared. Okay, and he climbed a tree. From there, he saw that that lady came to that particular place where that baby was like buried. She dug out that particular grave, took out the baby, and started feeding her breast milk to that baby.
This was
Okay,
a Diane.
this was a Diane. Okay, and then this barber,
Hmm.
from God knows where did he get the strength. Okay, or he got the strength. He jumped from the tree. He
Hmm.
caught that baby. Okay, he snatched that baby from that Diane or the witch, and he ran back to the village.
My
Okay,
God.
when that baby was taken back to the family, they saw that the baby was breathing. Okay, and as that baby was buried in for like buried inside earth
For
for
so
almost
long,
seven
yeah.
to eight days, so the ants had eaten its eye and number of places on the skin.
Oh.
So that is why his eye socket was empty. Okay, and this particular like man or this particular baby, he grew up in the village and he lived a long life, 70 to 80 years. Okay, but he always had those marks of the ants eaten, and plus that eye was missing. So
Oh.
it was something of a kind of a very truth which I could see through, or which I had seen myself.
Okay,
Okay,
you
like
had
about
witnessed it. You had
means
witnessed it.
I had witnessed the man who had suffered all this.
Oh. So you had
That
seen him.
Yeah, I had seen that. I told you that I used to get very scared looking at that man.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that is why like I somehow feel that these things are not 100% superstition or 100% lies. There is some truth behind them which
Hmm.
we are not able to like justify, or which our mind is not able to reveal or understand. That is the thing.
See the basic thing. What I would like to say is that in my last live session also, what we had,
Yeah,
uh, I was telling everyone that I had a session with Jay Alani. You might be knowing who's Jay
yeah, yeah.
Alani,
Mhm.
and he has a different concept about the stories and about how the paranormal world is.
Mm.
He's trying to break the myth of blind faith.
Yeah.
So, okay, before I tell you anything, Dr. Siddharth Nirwan is also joining us, so let's
Oh,
welcome
wow.
him as well.
Yeah, yeah.
We will continue this once after a
No
while. Yeah.
doubt. Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Whoever is listening, keep hitting the like button, keep sharing, keep doing everything. Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening,
Hi,
Siddharth.
hi Desmond and Avishek bhai. How are you?
Good,
Just
good, good. How
fine.
are you?
I'm
So,
absolutely fine.
guys, this is Dr. Siddharth Nirwan. Even he is an amazing Indian horror author, and he has written a book called as Dead People's Town. So, whoever has not read any of the Indian horror stuff, please do check Siddharth's book and Abhishek's book. So, how are you, Dr. Siddharth?
I'm absolutely fine. How are you?
Good, good, good. Everything is fine. We were having a conversation and we were talking about some paranormal and ghost stories. And
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Avishek Singh was telling a story from his village. But I would just like to add something that Avishek sir, that I was telling you that I was having a conversation with Mr. Jay Alani, and he has a different concept. You know, he's trying to break the myth of the blind faith what people have in India. That is
Mhm.
what he's trying to do. So what I feel, what is my point of view, is that, see, there are so many stories on the internet, and not only on the internet but everywhere. There are so many ghost stories. So
Yeah.
there might be some particular reason why it is there. There might be some reason. maybe now, for example, now whoever is listening to these stories of ours, maybe when they are telling their friends, they will add some masala and they will tell.
Yeah.
But somewhere down the line, that story is true. But it depends on people how we need to understand. Because in last live stream, one of my guests, told a story where there was a guy who was becoming big, suddenly becoming big, and he became like almost 10-20 feet. So that ghost story is not believable. you know it does not make sense. Some of them, just to say something, they will just tell a ghost story, and some of them are really true, like the story what you told me. It is believable, it makes sense because you have seen that person. But
Yeah.
then other stories, it does not make sense. So Dr. Siddharth, if you can introduce yourself, you can tell us something about your book, if you can tell us a personal experience if you have.
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, am I audible, Desmond?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So first of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me. Every time we are on the same screen, I mean, with the Desmond and Avishek bhai. So it is really, it's a very big thing for me. It's a big honor for me.
It is
And
my honor.
before,
It is
no, no,
my
no.
honor. You're both authors, Indian horror authors, and coming on my small channel is it's something big for
Well,
me.
no, no, no. Truly from my heart, I'd like to say that Desmond, sitting in Oman, out of India, you are doing a great contribution to the Indian horror genre, which needs this kind of support because it is still
Yes.
in a very, very evolving phase. Very evolving phase. There are hardly a few Indian authors who write in this horror genre, and most of us we know each other and we are very good friends. And before talking about my book, let me tell you, because since Abhishek Bhai is there, if really someone asks me that what is the best horror story that you have read, in books in the past couple of years, I always say it and I always say it again. Even better than any of my story, the final story Possessed of the his collection Possessed. It is a mind blowing story. I mean, there is a story running, and there is another story running with another set of characters. There is a
Hmm.
connection, and then there is a flashback into it. So if
Hmm.
every time when I recall this story, I just think that wow, when the story comes on screen, no, I mean I'll be blown away, totally blown away. And
Thank
unfortunately,
you.
Abhishek is sitting in Bollywood. If it would have been in Hollywood, then definitely another like to the level of Conjuring, or you can say
Oh
James
my
Bond.
God.
It is amazing kind of a story. And now
Siddharth.
speaking about, and now doing a little bit of my publicity. So okay, fine. So you can see this is my book, Dead People's Town.
Dead People Town, India's
No
first
doubt.
zombie book.
Another extremely well written and a wonderful book. And Dr. Siddharth, like I have not yet, sorry to barge in, first of all, sorry to stop you in between. Okay. Like I had never read, really, I'm telling you, such a well written story. And
Hmm.
I'll tell you one thing, like reading books is a bit difficult for me because I can lying down or something like that. I cannot see with my eyes clearly the letters. So
Hmm.
wearing specs and reading that becomes very difficult at times. So I prefer Kindle. So I waited for that the Kindle edition to come up. Then I bought it on Kindle and then I read it.
Hmm.
And that is the reason why I did not say anything to you because I had not read it earlier till until it
Hmm.
was in book format. But you get it on Kindle and it's one of the best books, and especially the way you have like explained everything
Hmm.
that I felt that that needed a lot of research. Really, kudos, doc, kudos.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Thank you
Now
very
y'all
much.
can
Yeah, yeah.
now
Please,
y'all
Desmond.
can now y'all can say something about me as well. Y'all are only promoting your each other. Come.
No, definitely. Every time I get the chance, I always speak highly about you, Desmond. So, and
Yes,
definitely
yes, yes, yes.
we are waiting to meet you as well as
Yeah.
Abhishek. So please come.
I'm waiting to come to India, come to Rajasthan. My wife is telling me
Yeah.
we need to go to Rajasthan because of all the haunted places as well, and plus to meet you and Ranchi also. I will be coming very soon. So there is one person, Mr. Raj. He's just joining. He'll be sharing his story, so we can listen to his story, and then we can talk something more about your book. Mr. Raj. Hello, Raj. Hello. I think so. He's kept his phone on and he's gone somewhere.
Okay, so by the time Raj joins,
Yeah.
let me tell
Yeah.
you my because this topic is about your ghost stories. So let me tell
Hmm.
you about one of my small personal encounter. Okay,
Hmm.
this is something not fiction. This is something which happened to me, and it is a long time ago story.
Hmm.
So the story starts that once upon a time when I was in sixth class. So when I was in sixth class, probably I was I think 10 or 11 years old, and I'm talking about the very early 90s, probably I think 1991 or 1992. So that
Hmm.
was a very different era when the children were allowed to roam outside and the parents didn't used to bother. So where they have
Hmm.
went. After 4 to 5 hours they will appear and okay fine. Today is not the scene. So I used to live in Ajmer city. The city of nearby is a Pushkar, which is a place for the only Brahma temple in the world and the very famous Dargah. So I and my friend, so we were in sixth class and we were roaming outside in a on a very hot afternoon. I think it was a month of May or June, and so there was a Kabristan near our colony. Kabristan means graveyard, right? And it was a
Hmm.
Christian graveyard. And very often, sometimes whenever we would used to pass, we would used to think that okay, one day we will go into it. We will do this there, and one day we will go into it. But we never could fathom the courage, acquire the
Hmm.
courage. So on this afternoon, because there was nobody, I mean, he and me were alone. There were no friends were there. I think probably they would have gone to some their Nanaji's or Naniji's place in summer holidays, as is the Indian tradition. So we decided, okay, fine. Today it is afternoon, and today no ghost or entities or something will come. So probably today we will go into this graveyard, and
Hmm.
so we entered into this graveyard on this very hot afternoon. And while we were roaming around and we were reading the dates on the tombstones, we discovered that it was a very old graveyard. Some of the
Hmm.
dates, they dated back to 150 to 200 years old. Okay, so it was too old graveyard. I mean, almost all the graves they had in the dates which were written were 100 years old, 150 years old. Some of them were from 1800s. Now, as a child, I today I know that you cannot offend a grave, you cannot offend a tombstone. But as a child's mentality is different.
Hmm.
It is, and because since I'm a huge horror buff since the childhood, I thought why not take a little bit panga with these graveyard graves. So, I just thought that, okay, fine, what is going to happen? I just put my step on one of the tombstones. Now,
Hmm.
again, it's a very bad thing to do, but I'm talking about, I mean, I don't know, 30 years ago or when. The moment I put my step on one of the graves, I heard such a loud noise that like someone had put a huge loudspeaker on. It was a huge male, very loud male voice, very heavy voice. The voice was too harsh that I was almost pushed back from the grave. I looked at my friend who was probably reading the dates on another tombstones or on the graves, and he was totally ignorant of what had happened. Uh, until then, I was not aware that I was the only person who had heard that voice. I thought that somebody has shouted, maybe the caretaker of the graveyard or something like Chowkidar. Vagara. I asked him, who's there? Who's there? Has a Chowkidar come? He asked me, who is there? No, there's nobody. And I looked all around, and we two were alone in the graveyard. So that shocked me very much. And that my friend also looking at my expression and he asked me and I told him what happened. He was also shocked. And we ran out of that graveyard. For the next 10 years, until I remained in this Ajmer city, I never dared to even go near the graveyard. Forget about entering it. And even today I learned the lesson the hard way. Okay, that yeah, like we say, no, they let them rest in peace. So definitely we
Hmm.
should let the dead rest in peace, otherwise they will not let us rest in peace. Now it is a very small incident, but that day is so vivid in my memory that even
Hmm.
today I feel like I'm walking into the graveyard, I'm going out of it, I'm hearing that noise. Otherwise, who remembers about something what happened almost 29, 30 years ago. So that is one of my personal encounter that I remember very much even today.
Oh, this is quite terrifying. To tell you a fact, I have another story similar to this, but let's go to Raj and we'll see if he can hear us. Raj, can you say something? Hello.
He's put on a message which says not happening. in the chat box.
Yeah, I told him to put the camera on. I told him to put his camera on.
Yeah.
Hello, Raj. Raj. Raj, Simran is waiting for you. Come fast. He's not. He's not joining. Okay, Raj. If you can hear this, if you want to tell your story, you need to put your camera on, or at least say something so we know that it's if you are available. So. I would just like to share another personal incident. This is how I got introduced. Not introduced. You can't use the word introduced. This is how was my first experience to paranormal and to God at the same time. So I'll keep it very short. There is another episode which I have made on this. You guys can check that out. So the story is I was around 8 or 9 years old, and I'm a Catholic, and I used to go for Sunday school. So Sunday school used to be before the Sunday mass service. So around 8 o'clock in the morning, there used to be Sunday school, like a Sunday class Bible study for 1 hour, and then by 9:30 there used to be Sunday mass service, which used to go on till 10:30, 11, and after that there used to be another meeting. If it used to be something called as altar service. So altar services are the guys who help the priest on the altar when the service is going on. When the service is going on. So everything got done, and it was around 12:30 in the afternoon. So after that, you will not able to see anyone in the church premises, because everyone goes home, and the church is always connected to a graveyard. So me and two other friends, we finished the meeting, everything and all, and we came out. But that time, that day, when we came out, no one was there, and it was blowing, and it was very silent. And from that time, I was interested in this paranormal and in this ghost stuff and all. So I told my friend, oh, this feeling is very nice. It's blowing, it's windy, and that very horrifying feeling. So let's go to the graveyard. So now to enter the graveyard, there is a gate, and at the end there is a big cross which we decided that we will touch and we will come back. So we entered the grave. Okay. And the grave is in such a way that right and left there are graves, and in the center there is a path. So you have to walk to the path and touch that cross. So this was our dare. When we were small, we used to have all this stupid dares. Now it is stupid, but that time it was exciting. So I was walking, and then two other friends, they were walking front. And for some reason, there was a fresh grave. So now how you come to know it's a fresh grave? When the mud is wet and there are, flowers, fresh flowers. I was walking, and suddenly the cross, on which the name is mentioned, that fell down. Okay, that fell down, and for no reason, I took the cross and I put it back in the grave for no reason. And I don't know why I did that. And then I started walking. I touched that cross and I came back. Once I came back, again it fell. Okay. Again I picked it up and I put it, chucked it inside. After that, I went home. But the minute I went home, I caught with high fever. I was caught with high fever. High fever. I was feeling weak. And the thing was, for 2-3 days, I could not eat anything. I was feeling weak, and I was completely unconscious. And I'll just wrap it up fast because Raj has joined the session. So the thing is, after 2 days, I got up. Okay. And for example, for 2 days, you're sleeping, you don't know anything, what is happening here, there, everything. I just got up, and straight from the bedroom, I went to the TV table, and there was a Bible. I touched the Bible, and automatically everything became normal. My fever went down, everything became normal. So that is how I felt the presence of God and felt the presence of an evil at the same time. Because in that 2 days, I was getting nightmares. I was shivering. I was scared. But then the minute I got up after 2 days, I touched the Bible and everything became fine. So that was the first memory which I have of a paranormal stuff. It's happened to me in my life. So going to Raj, we will discuss this after a while. Raj, how are you, Raj?
I'm fine. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Hello.
Yes, you're
Oh,
audible. Yeah, you can tell us your
okay.
story.
Actually, I was in Goa. It was in 2015, as you
Hmm.
have narrated on your podcast before also.
Hmm.
But sorry, I could not join at that podcast.
No problem, no problem.
And yeah, and it was like it was 3rd December 2015. I, along with my one of my friend, went to Goa,
Hmm.
and he suddenly he after landing there he said that the place doesn't look so much exciting. I don't know. It was very less people and something like that. But we have a feeling like Goa never sleeps. It party all nights. And but after landing there, he said this thing. Okay, and it was on 3rd December when we were returning from North Goa to South Goa. It was between Panjim and Madgaon, and we were traveling with our Activa, and it was on NH. It was previously known as NH 17, I think, National Highway 17.
Okay.
And okay, and we were traveling on our Activa, and it was on upper, and we could see long roads, and
Hmm.
but the street on which we faced that incident was dark actually, no street lights and all, nothing. And suddenly we were moving like normal, and suddenly a guy came from nowhere, and he was like I got the feeling as I was riding the scooter that he was drunken.
Hmm.
And a drunken man, a normal step would be maximum 1 feet 2 feet, but you will not get the feel that he's skating.
Hmm.
Actually, he just came in front of our scooter. I have to turn it right, or otherwise I would have hit him. And I was giving upper dipper horn. Nothing was like it was. I actually didn't get a chance to do all the things actually.
Hmm.
And I luckily on that day, God, I should say that God saved me,
Hmm.
because without seeing the rear view, I
Hmm.
just turned right because I have to save him, or
Hmm.
otherwise I would have hit him. And the distance was so close that it was, you can measure it on inches in between him and our scooter.
Okay.
And he was like on the middle of the road. There were road on the left side. He could have easily walked on that side. But a drunken man, a normal step would be like 1 to 2 feet. You
Hmm.
will not get the feeling that he's skating. And while I saw him, he was like skating,
Hmm.
like a skate. You skate, you normally move huge,
Hmm. Hmm.
means you cover a bit more distance than you take the steps.
Hmm.
And the attire he was wearing, it was like I didn't see this type of attire in Goa normally. He was wearing
Was.
a
Hmm.
cap and normal trouser, check shirt, and very old bags, which we used to take in our school days.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
normal bag actually. And actually, without seeing the rear view, I just turn right, and I have to reduce the speed also. And I luckily I crossed him. And after crossing him, my friend said, "From
Hmm.
where did he came?"
Hmm.
Then I realized, and I also rewinded myself a bit. Then I also realized that yeah, in the blink of an eye, he came from nowhere. Actually, he was not there. I
So
was
right,
riding.
left, no, right, left. There were no houses. There was no shops.
No, no, no,
Nothing.
no, no. There were agricultural land, on rice
Okay.
agricultural land
Okay.
were there,
Okay.
and there was no houses at all. And it was not that night. It was around 8 p.m.
Hmm.
And I didn't think of that much. I thought he was a normal guy. I just have to save him. He might be a drunken man.
Hmm.
I just reduced my speed and I just turned it right and I crossed him.
Hmm.
After crossing him, my friend who was sitting behind, he told that, "Hey, did you realize from where did he came?" I said, "Excuse me."
Must have come from the field or something.
Yeah. So where did it came from? Actually,
Hmm.
then I also realized that while I was riding the scooter, and I didn't see him actually. He
Hmm.
came from in the blink of an eye, you can say he came.
Hmm. Hmm.
And actually he was trying to hit us to cause us
Hmm.
accident, might be. When you in some stories we used to hear that suddenly someone tried to cross the road to get
Hmm.
the
Money, yeah.
driver distracted and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
can
yeah.
you can cause that accident. And
Hmm.
after he saw after he told that from where did he came, then I realized, yeah, he also said saw the same thing which I saw. Actually he was not there. i could
So when
I
you
could
see,
remember.
when you tried seeing from the rear mirror, you could not see him.
No, I actually didn't turn back and I didn't see the mirror after
Hmm.
crossing him. When he said that, actually I reduced the speed. I didn't accelerate after he said. Just but instantly I didn't accelerate it. And from where when he said that did you realize that from where he came?
Hmm.
Was it a ghost?
Hmm.
Suddenly I got very scared after he used the term ghost. I say, just look back, just look back. I
Hmm.
said to him. He looked back. He said, hey, there was no one. I said, please look properly. No, no, there is no one. And he repeatedly shouted literally, you don't look back, you don't look back. I
My
still
God.
get scared. My God. Actually, it still
Scary.
give me, yeah, it's, you can see.
Scary, scary, scary story. And
Yeah,
the best part is, if you want to read some more horror stories, my
yeah, yeah.
panelist and my guest, Mr. Avishek Singh and Dr. Siddharth Nirwan, they have written
Okay,
a beautiful books.
okay,
Avishek Singh has written Possessed, and Dr. Nirwan has written
okay,
Dead People Town. They are Indian authors and Indian stories. So I will
okay.
send you the link of the book.
Link, okay, okay, sure, sure, sure,
Go buy the book and read it.
sure,
So
sure,
thank you
sure,
for
sure.
coming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank you,
you.
thank you, thank you.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, that that was a different kind of story. So what do you all feel about ghost stories? Because I was telling you about my personal experience about the graveyard thing and all. I don't know if my story was directly related to paranormal or anything, but I feel that I experienced something because I had to not do that because it was a fresh grave, and I just took the that cross and I just put it down, and it was quite disturbing for me because till now I'm 29 right now, and that happened when I was 8 or 9 years, and till now I can remember that fresh, like it's still fresh in my memory. So that was an horrifying thing for me. So anything else you would like to add, Mr. Abhishek or Siddharth?
Well, I have another personal story to tell, but let the other guest speak first. I think Ratnakar Prabhu is in the
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Ratnagar, can you unmute yourself? And guys, whoever is watching this
Hello,
live, please hit the like button. Hello, Ratnagar.
hello. How are you?
Fine, how are you? Tell us your ghost
I'm doing.
story.
One day I was going to the. One day, this story is my. This story is tell me by my cousin. One day he is going around the boring. Me, hello.
Ratnakar, before telling your story, you just mute the live stream because otherwise it'll echo. You just keep your Zoom link on and mute the live stream, or just close the live stream for now. Ratnagar,
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Tell
This
us your
story.
story.
This story is about a haunted boring bridge, which is broken into two parts. This story is not mine. This is tell me by my cousin. One day he and his friend was going to the Borim for a ride. Then one friend saw the bridge and he decided to go and hang out. So he go there and he hang out for so many times. Then suddenly one friend saw a girl running towards the bridge with and he shocked. And he when he running to the bridge, he jumped into the bridge. They are shocked and scared and run towards the bridge. So he looked down. The girl is there, but the girl is not there. And shocking thing is about the girl. The girl is not there, and the no sound of flashing or something. Then he said we have to go to home. So he get in the car and go to the home. The three friends was go on the way. Suddenly, the friend of the back bench suddenly scared and screamed and said that they and stopped the car. Then he asked, "What happened?" The the backside friend said, "I saw a girl sitting behind me." So he rushed to the home.
Yes, yes, we are listening. Hello?
He's disconnected, I think.
We got disconnected.
I think so. He got disconnected.
Hmm.
Anyways,
It was a
Dr.
good story.
Siddharth,
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell your
Okay.
story.
Okay, so I think that I have told you this story. I don't remember. I think during our first conversation after the online went off. Oh my God, you're just trying to scare Desmond. What is this?
Yes, yes, continue.
Okay. Are there going to be other variants? Other entities are going to come? Okay, fine. That was really a scare, man. I really got scared of. Okay. Okay. So now this story is when I was in. Oh my. Okay, fine.
This is fine. This is not scary.
Yeah. Okay.
Background
Continue.
looks
Continue.
small.
Yeah. No, this is good. Okay. So this story is basically when I was in 12th class. So in 12th class, I went to Kota. Now Kota is most of the people know, who are into engineering and medical, that it is a hub for coaching for pre-medical and pre-engineering. All the IIT and the pre-medical institutes, big one, are there. So we used to stay in a hostel, and this hostel was a single floor hostel. It was not a very huge hostel, and it had a capacity of around 25 to 30 people. And so when we went me and some of my friends from my school, we went in 12th class. So there were already some seniors. Seniors means who had already passed the 12th class and they were preparing for the entrance examinations. Most of them were from engineering side. So they were kind of a seniors to us. So they took, a kind of a verbal ragging used to happen. I mean, the introduction used to happen, and then they used to make us some nice songs, okay, and speak some nice all whatever abuses that we had learned from the schools. So a little mild kind of ragging used to happen. Now, once what happened is that now it had been already been 2 or 3 months that we were in the hostel. Then one fellow came. This fellow also was in 12th class. I mean, he was doing 12th simultaneously. His name was Danish Khan, and he was from the engineering side. So we understood that, okay, fine. This fellow will also be called by the seniors in the room, and he will also be a little like ragged. So one day, it was Saturday, and on Sundays we used to have our weekly tests. So I was studying in Career Point at that time. I was doing my pre-medical coaching. So there was a biochemistry or chemistry test was there, and I was learning by heart all the vitamins and minerals, vitamin A, B, C, B complex, D, etc. Late in the night. Then I realized that it had been already 1 or 2 hours had passed. It was late in night, I think around 12 or 1 o'clock. So I was alone in the room. My roommate had gone outside after dinner, but he had not come back, and I also didn't bother to know. So then I came into the main hall of the hostel, and I saw that there was nobody. I was alone. I just checked all the rooms, and I discovered that I was the alone in the hostel for the past like almost 1 or 2 hours. So first of all, that scared me. Then I went to find out that where everybody has went. Okay, I just hope that it is not a horror movie or dream which is happening. Then I went to the front porch of the hostel, and the front porch of the hostel, it was very dimly lit. There was only a very minimally wadded bulb where you can see, you can't see much. So there was a kind of almost andhera. Oh my god!
That's what you were scaring us.
Yeah. Good. We'll take all the screenshots of it and we'll post tonight or tomorrow. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I discovered that all these people were sitting in all the seniors and my friends and all the hostelites except for me were sitting in a circle, and I was very much surprised why they're sitting in a circle. What are they doing? You know. So I asked my roommate. He was there. He was there on the backside shivering. I asked him what is happening, bhai. So he told me to stay quiet. Then he told me in my ears that this guy Danish Khan, he was called in the seniors room and they asked him his introduction, and he told them that he knows how to do planchet. And you know what
Oh.
planchet is? Planchet is
Yeah.
the art of calling spirits. So the seniors threatened him. Then now you show us. Now you're bluffing. Now you show us how that the planchet is real. Otherwise, we will not leave you. So this Danish Khan, for the past 2 hours, it was happening. So he was sitting, and he had marked a couple of numbers and letters, okay, by chalk, and there was a katora. Okay, this katora was there, upside down. In the center of it, there was a circle, and this Danish Khan had placed a finger, and there were two more fingers, one from each of the seniors who were sitting opposite to him. And I saw the seniors. These seniors were a little bit khunkar. I mean, when they ragged us, asked us introduction, I was very much scared. First of all, it was the first time I had gone out of my home into hostel, and I was very much scared. And I saw that these seniors were, the sweat was just flowing like rivers and oceans. Okay, it was just raining, sweat was raining. Their full clothes were drenched in sweat. So something really was going on. Something serious was going on. So what was happening is that these all the hostelites were asking a couple of questions, and the Katora used to move. He had instructed them, Danish Khan, to the seniors that whatever happens, do not take away your finger from the Katora. Okay. Otherwise, this spirit inside. So he had called a spirit which was trapped inside this Katora. It will become agitated, and it will not leave. So they were tired and they were like scared shit, and but they could not help themselves. So they were caught. They were trapped in their own ragging. So then it occurred to me, I was taking it very lightly because I had just entered it, and all of the people had seen, that the answers that was being given by the spirit or whatever it was were almost true. So I asked this Danish Khan to ask the spirit a particular question, which was very very personal kind of a question. Okay, so the spirit actually, or the numbers or letters on which it moved, the Katora moved. So it actually, the answer that it gave, only I knew about it, right? So that terrified me. Okay. After a couple of minutes, the major blow was about to come. And what was the major blow? Danish Khan declared that this spirit has told me that tonight it is not going away. It will stay in the hostel itself, whatever
My
you do.
God.
Oh my God. You see, everybody was, screwed up badly. What to do? Then he did some mantras or something like, okay, fine, it is done, but the spirit is going to stay in the hostel, whatever you do. So everybody went to the hostel, and obviously from night one up till the break of dawn, everybody was gathered in the hostel. Okay, so there were few people who acknowledged that we are scared, right? And so they were cuddling together. And then there were few people who were trying to put their brave face. They said, "Oh, nothing is there. We don't believe in the spirit, and we will see whatever the spirit comes." How the spirit is. I mean, our spirit is when we are 17, 18 years old, 16, 17, 18 years old. So we'll see whatever comes, right? But you know what they were doing? That they opened their books, all the MCQ books, okay, engineering books or medical books, and they sat together and they said, "We are not afraid of the spirit of it. We are just studying for the exam." Okay, so that was a night to remember. Anyway, morning came, and after that we forgot. And incidentally, I and that guy Danish Khan also became very good friends. We never talked
Yeah.
about that plan because there was a common love for non-vegetarian food. So he also showed me a lot of restaurants in Kota where he only knew about it. And then after a couple of months, he just disappeared. Disappeared means one day we came to know that he has left the institute. He has also left the Kota, and he has just gone somewhere. So
उसमें
that was
कुछ नहीं बेटा सिर्फ तेल लगा हुआ है
I'm done.
Scary. And finally, did the ghost leave or no?
Yeah, hopefully, because he had already told that when morning will come, no, by sunlight it will go away. In sunlight, the spirits can't stand the sunlight. The ghost has told himself that in sunlight I will go, but I am staying in this hostel tonight.
So there is another guest, Vandana. She has joined in. Vandana, if you can hear, you can put on your camera and you can share your ghost story. Hello, Vandana.
Yeah, I'm trying. Just a minute.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Can you see me,
Yes.
guys?
Yes, namaskar. I believe you're from Goa.
Yeah, I am in Goa right now, but I'm not
Okay.
from Goa. So
Okay. Okay.
my
Okay.
story
Okay.
is little different. Um,
Please.
when I was working in Delhi, that time I faced a lot of struggle and some ghost story also. So
Hmm.
I'm just sharing one. So what happened? No, shall I start? Everything is
Yes.
fine,
Yes.
no?
Please. 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 Everything
Yeah.
is fine. Yes.
So what happened? I got a room. It was like, so just a room and washroom and kitchen. It was small flat. So I started staying there. तो अभी वहाँ पे क्या था कि लैंडलॉर्ड वाज देयर,
Hmm.
वो डाउन जो ग्राउंड फ्लोर था उस पे रहती थी एंड आई वाज ऑन द टॉप फ्लोर. सो आई थॉट कि चलो अच्छा है, वो सिक्योर भी है, लैंडलेडी वाज सो गुड, बहुत हेल्पफुल भी थी. तो
Hmm.
मैंने वहाँ पे रहना स्टार्ट कर दिया विदाउट नोइंग एनीथिंग कि आसपास क्या है वहाँ पे. तो मेरे सामने वाला जो घर था इट वाज टोटली आइसोलेटेड, कोई भी नहीं था वहाँ पे. तो मैंने सोचा कोई बात नहीं, वो खाली घर है तो मुझे क्या है, मैं तो अपने घर पे हूँ, मैं अपना जॉब करूंगी एंड वापस आ जाऊंगी और सोना ही है, मुझे तो कुछ करना नहीं वहाँ पे. तो मैंने रहना स्टार्ट किया, बट वो घर खाली नहीं था. मैंने एक बहुत ही ओल्ड लेडी को देखा, बिल्कुल वाइट बाल के साथ, और सिर्फ वो ही रहती थी. बहुत बड़ा बंगला था वो. तो
Hmm.
मैंने पूछा भी, आंटी ये कौन है, ये भूत तो नहीं है? शी वाज लुकिंग लाइक दैट ओनली. उसने कहा नहीं नहीं, वो बहुत टाइम से यहीं पे रहती है, इट्स ओके, उसका फैमिली में कोई नहीं है, तो वो इधर ही रहती है, उसी का बंगला है, तो वो कहीं जा नहीं सकती, यहीं पे रहेगी. तो मैं बहुत चिल्ड हो गई कि चलो कोई बात नहीं, इट्स ओके, मैं बात भी कर लिया करूंगी कभी कभी, और आंटी का थोड़ा दिल भी लग जाएगा.
Hmm.
फिर क्या हुआ, मैं मेरा एक शिफ्ट उस समय स्टार्ट हुआ था, लाइक इट वाज नाइट शिफ्ट. हम 10 o'clock स्टार्ट करते थे एंड 3 o'clock वो ओवर होता था हमारा पीरियड. तो 3 AM मैं घर पे लौटती थी रात को. तो वो वैसे भी बहुत स्कैरी टाइम होता, कुछ भी नहीं होता रोड पर. जब आप कैब से निकलते हो तो वहां तक जाने में भी मेरी हालत खराब हो जाती थी घर तक. तो तब भी मैं अपनी सिक्योरिटी गार्ड को लेके जाती थी कि नहीं, मैं अकेली नहीं जा सकती. तो एक बार क्या हुआ कि इट वाज 2:30, 3 o'clock नहीं हुए थे, और मैं कैब से उतरी और बिल्कुल सन्नाटा. दिल्ली इज लाइक वेरी मच हॉरिबल. रात को बहुत डर लगता है जब आप ऐसे सिचुएशन में हो और इस टाइम पे उतर रहे हो. तो मैं जल्दी जल्दी और बहुत तेज कदमों से अपने घर की तरफ बढ़ रही थी, और मेरे साथ वो सिक्योरिटी वाला भी चल रहा था और सब ठीक था.
Hmm.
फिर अपने घर के पास में जब पहुंची तो वो आंटी बाहर बैठी थी अपने वाइट बालों के साथ, और बहुत ही बुरे तरीके से हंस रही थी. मेरी इतनी हालत खराब हुई, इतनी हालत खराब हुई ना. आई वॉज लाइक सिक्योरिटी वाला, प्लीज भैया आप यहीं पे खड़े रहना, मैं जब तक ऊपर नहीं पहुंच जाऊंगी मुझे आवाज दे के पूछ लेना मैं पहुंच गई ना. तो वो भैया वहीं पे खड़ा था और मैं सीढ़ियों से ऊपर जा रही थी. तो जब मैं अपना गेट ओपन कर रही थी, अपना जो डोर था उसका अनलॉक कर रही थी, लाइट चली गई. अब तो मेरी मतलब जितनी भी गंदी चीजें, वो सारी चीजें याद आ रही थी. तो और वो आंटी के हंसने की आवाज आ रही थी अभी तक, क्योंकि लाइट चली जाती है तो सारा जो भी आवाजें वो और भी तेज आती है. तो अभी क्या हुआ कि मैंने दरवाजा किसी तरह से खोल लिया अपने फोन की लाइट से एंड ऑल. फिर अंदर गई मैंने मुझे कुछ मिल ही नहीं रहा था, क्योंकि कैंडल जलाने के लिए मुझे बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा. फिर कुछ
Hmm.
नहीं मिला मुझे. मैंने क्या किया, अपने अपने फ्रेंड को फोन किया कि भाई तू प्लीज मेरे साथ बात करते रहे, क्योंकि ये बहुत ही बुरा सिचुएशन है, मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है. तो वो उसने कॉल पिक कर लिया, उसने बोला ठीक है मैं बात करता हूँ. अभी क्या हुआ, आंटी की आवाज बंद ही नहीं हुई थी अभी, और बिल्ली की आवाज आने लग गई.
Oh.
इट वाज सो हॉरिबल. इट वाज लाइक कि मैं बिल्कुल ऐसे जगह पे हूँ जैसे खंडर में मैं चल रही हूँ और मेरे को कुछ मिल नहीं रहा, और चारों तरफ से बस भूतों की आवाज आ रही है. तो बहुत डरावना था. फिर मैंने किसी तरह अपने आप को संभाला और
So
पानी
for
वानी
how
पिया.
long she was crying, that old auntie?
She was laughing, she was not crying, she was
Laughing. Yeah, she was
laughing
laughing.
badly. So मेरे को लगा कि चलो अभी आंटी शांत हो गई है, मैं भी शांत हो जाती हूँ, और मैंने अपने लिए एक कप कॉफी बनाई ताकि मैं परेशान ना हूँ, और उसके साथ बात भी कर रही थी. तो वो कह
Oh.
रहा था कि प्लीज अपना हनुमान चालीसा जो है वो पढ़ना स्टार्ट करो, तुम सब ठीक हो जाएगा, नो इश्यूज। फिर क्या हुआ, लाइट आई नहीं अभी तक, और मेरे फोन का जो बैटरी था वो भी लो था, ऑब्वियसली ऑफिस से आई थी मैं, तो मैं इससे डर रही थी कि कहीं मेरा फोन ऑफ हो गया तो मेरा क्या होगा। और जो मेरा रूम था ना, उसकी एक खिड़की टूटी हुई थी, और उसमें से एक मतलब जो कांच होती है वो एक छोटा सा कांच निकला हुआ था। अब मुझे ये ऐसा फील हो रहा था कि आंटी बस उड़ के आएगी और उस खिड़की से मुझे देख लेगी। तो वेरी बैड सिचुएशन। और उन आंटी का कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम था, बाद में मुझे पता चला था। तो हुआ ये कि उनकी आवाज तो बंद हो गई, बट वो खस 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 करके आवाज आना चालू हो गई, जैसे ना वो सीढ़ी से ऊपर आ रही हो। फिर मुझे लगा नहीं नहीं नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता, नहीं हो सकता। फिर मुझे ऐसे लगा कि मेरी बैल्कनी में वो आ चुकी, क्योंकि वो इतनी तेज आवाज आ रही थी वो घिसने की। क्योंकि वो क्या करती थी ना, अपने बकेट में पानी लेती थी और पूरा छत साफ करती थी, कभी भी शुरू हो जाती थी, रात हो दिन हो कभी भी। तो मैंने किसी तरह वो टूटे कांच से बाहर देखा हिम्मत जुटा के। तो शी वाज डूइंग दैट क्लीनिंग उस टाइम पे, पूरी छत वो साफ कर रही थी।
So finally what happened for her? Finally क्या हो गया?
वो पूरी रात छत साफ करती रही और मैं सोई नहीं पूरी रात। और सुबह जब मैं उठी तो सबसे पहले मैं भाग के आंटी को बोली, आंटी कौन है, प्लीज मुझे यहाँ नहीं रहना, मुझे छोड़ना है ये घर। आंटी ने मुझे समझाया कि नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, उसके घर में कोई नहीं है, वो पागल हो चुकी है और इसकी वजह से ना वो ऐसी चीजें करती है। लेकिन मैंने बोला आंटी ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है, उसको देखो ना, उसके घर में कोई रहता नहीं है, उसके घर में इतने सारे फ्रूट्स कैसे फल सकते हैं। दिल्ली जैसी जगह पे कहीं पे ना ऑरेंजेस नहीं फलते, लेकिन उसके घर पे फले हुए थे बड़े बड़े ऑरेंजेस, और हर पौधा बहुत ग्रीन था, वो कभी पानी तक नहीं डालती थी उसमें। और वो हमेशा ना ऐसे फुसफुसाती रहती थी, बैठ जाती थी कहीं पे भी, और ऐसे जैसे ना उसका हस्बैंड बगल में बैठा हो और उससे बात कर रही, सारी चीजें उसके साथ डिस्कस कर रही थी कि हाँ वो आया था मेरे पास, उसने मेरे से पैसे मांगे और मैं घर नहीं दूंगी किसी को, मैं यहीं रहूंगी, यहीं पे मरूंगी। तो मतलब इस टाइप की बातें करती थी। और उस घर में सिर्फ वो अकेली रहती थी, लेकिन ऐसा फील होता था कि बहुत सारे लोग रहते हैं वहाँ। तो ये मेरा सबसे बुरा एक्सपीरियंस था जब मैं दिल्ली में रहती थी, और हर दिन मैं ये आवाज सुनती थी, हर दिन। और मेरी पूरी रात की नींद हमेशा गायब रहती थी। तो बहुत स्कैरी था ये तो।
Avishek, if Vandana, if you don't know, Mr. Avishek Singh and Siddharth Nirwan, they are both authors, and you have given them a really interesting idea to write another story. And Vandana, Mr. Avishek Singh has written a book called as Possessed, and Dr. Siddharth Nirwan has written a book called as Dead People's Town. So I'll be sending you the link on Instagram. You need to go buy the book, read the book, and enjoy some amazing horror stories.
Surely.
I want to just tell. I was just about to bring out the way she was narrating the story, and the way all these things were happening. I was just it was like I'm watching a Hollywood horror show. I mean, what if in reality this thing happens to me? I will be totally horrified, totally horrified. And the way that she has actually been there, it's really courage to you.
My mind was trying to plot it. My mind was trying to plot it.
Yeah. Also, one more thing I like to say that since you are there, Vandana, online, or have you, like, the auntie has taken you?
I think so, Vandana. The auntie has taken Vandana.
Auntie came
Sorry,
on.
I can't hear nothing.
Can you hear now? Hello? Okay, no problem. So the thing is that, like she told, no, that, Hanuman Chalisa just mentioned. So even today, I'll tell you one thing about me, that whenever in the night I will feel thirsty, no, and I will wake up. So, and suppose sometimes the water would have finished in the bottle, and I have to go to the kitchen in the night, dead of the night. So while going to the kitchen, drinking water and coming back, I will be reciting this Hanuman Chalisa even tonight.
Actually, fear is an emotion. Like this is something. Fear is an emotion, and just as you feel sad, happy, so that way fear also comes to you. It's like nothing that like people say now that he gets scared very easily and he gets and he's very bold. There's nothing of that sort. This is what I found.
Yes. So before we go ahead, thank you, Vandana, for joining in and telling your story. It was amazing. And now we have Priyanka, Dr. Siddharth and Avishek. This is Priyanka. She has been on my
Hello.
podcast, and she has been
Hello.
telling some amazing, scary stories. So Priyanka, if you have any more stories, you can tell us.
Yeah, I was just watching it live, and as Siddharth mentioned regarding the Ouija board, like as he did the platchet, even I have tried that, and I think it really does work 100%. I did it.
Really?
Yeah,
You didn't.
100%.
You didn't tell me that.
I told you, next time when I come to Oman, I will do it with you.
Yes, please.
When we were in the 10th grade, just for fun, like after 10 boards, we just took a paper, double sheet paper from the notebook, and we wrote like ABCD on one side and the numbers, yes, no, good, bad. And we had taken a coin and we put it in the center and we made it ourselves. And we thought it's, just for fun. And 4, 5 of us, we were sitting and playing with it. And then we were like, okay, what do we do? The only thing we knew was at that time was, you can just keep a finger on the coin and don't lift it up, in case if you lift your finger or you get scared and you leave in between the session, then the ghost will come out and will attack you. We were kids
Mm-hmm.
back then, but this is what we were thinking. But I'm glad, for whatever reason, we thought that it is actually true, like you shouldn't break in between session. And we successfully, like, we were like concentrating, and then we were like, okay, how do we summon the spirit or the ghost? So we were just like, closing our eyes and meditating and saying like, any holy spirit passing by, please come. Any holy spirit passing by, please come. This is what we were chanting. And then one person was dedicated, and we were like, are you there, are you there? And to our surprise, the coin actually moved to yes. And then we were like shocked.
My
We're like,
God.
did this really happen, or is it one of us, who's moving the coin? And then, slowly by slowly, like, we started asking questions, are you a good spirit or bad spirit? And then it went to good. And then we were asking names. So it was some random name, I don't remember even. So we were like lifting the finger from the coin to check if it was one of us. But I had zero faith in my friends, so I went back home and I did it by myself, all alone, and it actually moved. And that was the
Yes
last
or
time I
no?
played with it.
Yes
Yes,
or
it
no?
did.
My God. Who you
How
called?
did you how did
It
you
was a
survive the
random
night?
spirit. It was a very random spirit. Desmond, we
Like,
have to try.
they didn't tell the name or something. My name is Raj or Simran or something.
No, it wasn't Raj Simran, but some name it had given, and it was just saying, I want to be free from what. I was like, okay, time to go now. And it was a struggle, but yeah, it did work. Like I tried
Hmm.
it alone and it worked.
I've never experienced what you guys feel about this. Did Do you feel this is actually it will work, or it's just in the head? Because sometimes, see, sometime in my last session also I said that, for example, you want to get scared and you'll start imagining a ghost which you have seen in the movies, which you have seen in some videos. So maybe it's just in the mind. So what you feel like, is did it really work, or it's just in the mind? Anyone can answer.
Hmm. I think it really worked. How can I move the coin with my mind? I don't have those
No, no,
superpowers.
not in your mind, but you must have thought that it is moving, but it must have not moved. I don't know. I'm just saying it's just a
It's
different point
not
of view.
just like a little bit. It was going like fast moving. Like I had to keep up to keep my finger on it because I didn't want to break the seance or whatever. And like, in case the spirit would become free and attack me or what. So I had to really keep my finger
You're
on it.
you're sure you're playing that or you're playing Scrabble? That's two different games, by the way. So, Mr. Abhishek, if he was planning to say something, if you can, yeah.
Yeah, actually, Desmond. Now, this is very much debatable that whether we have ghosts or not. But one thing I will really like to add on, that there are some places which are heavy in their aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Energy and
And
everything.
if you are there at a particular moment, you are going to feel that thing within you. Okay. Now, it is not a singular experience. It keeps on happening with people, different people at different times.
Different times.
I will tell you one particular personal experience. Like I was working in a means I'm still working in that same school, and I was given a quarter to like stay with my family. So the other teachers, they told me that see, do not go into that quarter. That quarter is ominous kind. Okay. So like whoever has gone there, he has suffered in some way or the other. Okay, one priest had gone there and he died in an accident. Then another person had gone there and he broke his leg and all that kind of stuff. And like other teachers who were senior to me, they like kept on, they gave me number of examples. Okay, like 4 or 5 or 6 examples. But somehow I did not want to believe them. Okay. And I felt that, oh, all this is bakwas, this is bad luck, simple bad luck of like people. Then what happened? I shifted in that house along with my family. Okay. And you won't believe, after staying in that house for a year, okay, I got my transverse myelitis attack. Okay. And I was paralyzed completely. Okay. And my internal muscles, as I had told you earlier also, that they still don't work. So what I mean to say is that after that particular incident, like number of people, they told me that, see, we had told you don't go into that house is ominous and it has so many problems. Okay. And Desmond, I can literally tell you that I came back from the deathbed. Maybe some past life karma or something like that. Okay, whatever it was. But I personally felt that it was like coming back from the deathbed. Okay. And after that, I stayed in that house, like after this particular attack also, I stayed there for in that house for another 3 or 4 years. I kept on getting bad dreams. Bad dreams means those horrific kind of dreams, scary dreams and all those things. Okay. Ultimately, after like maybe staying in that house for 6 to 7 years, okay, I got another quarter and I willingly shifted into that. Okay. So I realized that maybe all these things are some mind games or maybe something like that. But this thing, that aura of heaviness, some
Negative
bad
vibes.
element, okay, some ominous kind of like situation, or I'm not able to express myself in like being an author. This is something very difficult to say. But then also, it is something which you can feel and you cannot speak out. You can feel that ominous kind of cloud on your head. You are never light.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct,
something
correct.
or the other, some problems in life will keep on coming. You will be struggling for money. You will be struggling for maybe peace of mind. You will be struggling for a good family life. So something or the other will keep on holding you back. So this is something which I really feel, and this I have heard from a number of people.
There is a similar story to this in India. I am basically from Mumbai, and in Mumbai there is a small place called as Naiga Vasai. So whoever is listening from Naiga Vasai, they will able to relate to this. So my friend is living in one building, and it's like 2 stories building. So on the first floor there is one flat, which is I think so 1 BHK or 1 room kitchen, and that flat is a cursed flat. Everyone in my village knows that it is a cursed flat because whoever has stayed in that, either someone from the family member has died in couple of months, or someone has committed suicide. So they say that the building is constructed in such a way that vastu ke hisab se that is in a very different angle, and that is how you get negative vibes. But the thing is, it's only in that flat that anyone stays. Like there was a Muslim couple where the wife died. Then again, after a couple of years, there was a normal, just a single person with the dog. The dog died. So whoever is staying, there's something bad. So now that flat is locked, and even if it is on, going on sale, no one is going to buy. So in terms of this negative vibes, I feel it is true because I've seen that. When I've growing, I've seen that experience of people dying and all. So that's quite strange.
And like everywhere you are going to see this happening, like every locality, some place will be there, some place, some house, something where things keep on happening, or even somehow some corner in your own house. If you sit in that particular corner, then things may not work out very well.
Hmm.
So
Maybe.
that is how like Vastu comes into the picture, and like nowadays it is becoming quite prevalent. Okay, and people are going for like great Vastu Shastris and all that.
Hmm.
Okay, and I don't know how it affects, but again, this is there are many things which we like need
There
to
are
not
there are many things because I had a friend. In fact, it
Mm,
was not a friend. Like it's like a colleague. When I was working in India, I used to work for a real estate firm.
mm,
So we used to sell houses, and then my colleague, he got one client. He wanted to see the house.
mm,
So the minute we entered the house, first of all, he seen the door, which side it's opening, the right or left. Then
mm,
in the house, there was a cupboard, already an old cupboard. He wanted to see which side the cupboard is opening. Then he said that when he brings his cupboard, the door has to open in a certain angle, either right or left. According to that, the money will come and this and all. So this, I don't know exactly if it is true, if it is not true, because I have not experienced this Vastu thing, but I know that there are people who believe, and there are some situations where people have experienced such things. Dr. Siddharth, have you gone through anything like that?
Not exactly, but I will just like to give a little bit example. It might be a little bit off track,
Yeah.
but how these things affect us. So once a couple of years ago, I was arguing with one of my friends who had a firm belief in astrology, and I used to
Hmm.
ask that, yeah, how is that these planets, the position of these planets, can actually affect us? It is all bogus. How they say that आज आपका दिन अच्छा रहेगा या आज आपको क्रोध पे काबू करना पड़ेगा. How is it they can determine? It is totally bullshit. I mean, how can you planetary positions determine that how our mood will be good or not, or you'll be getting benefits or not, or all those things? So now he told me in a very scientific manner that see, what happens is that our brain, no, now I'm a doctor, so I know it very well. So our brain is covered by a cerebrospinal fluid, okay, which is in constant production, and there is a constant drainage, right? And our brain also, it is very metabolically active. It is not a dead tissue. It is very metabolically active, and it is governed by a lot of things. Now, first of all, we just know 1 to 2% about the brain, so I just don't even want to say what is there. So, how do we think? Why is that sometimes our mood becomes very off suddenly? Like we'll be doing anything and suddenly we'll get anxiety attacks, or sometimes we'll get, oh, life is so bad and I nothing is happening in my life suddenly without any provocation. These things sometimes happen, or sometimes you'll feel very good, very elated, right? That without any reason, right? Okay, I'm feeling very good now. Okay, so how do these things happen? He told me that the fluid that surrounds your brain and inside your brain and blood vessels, and exactly the all the blood that goes into your body, through the arteries and the veins, the arterial blood and the venous blood. So these things also are affected by gravity of other planets, right? Like we know, exactly do not know, but when there is a full moon or what moon, so there tends to be a high wave or a low wave. What do you
Correct.
high?
Yeah.
tides,
High tide, low tide.
High tide and
high
low
tides
tide.
and low tides.
So he told me that when a complete ocean can be affected by high tide and low tide based on the satellite, like a moon, why can't our fluids that are so small in quantity can be affected by the entire planetary system? And then I began to realize that, there is some science into it. Is that
Hmm.
we don't believe it? It doesn't mean that these things do not exist. But yes, Vastu and all these things, whatever we talk, and also see what happens now, Desmond. Like for example, if I'll be in the company of you or Avishek Singh, right? So I'll be charged with positive energy, right? So I'll see your faces and your brain also, you also, right?
Yeah.
So I'll be filled with positive energy, right? So my mood will be elated, and we're talking about horror genre, so I'm very happy. So just actually when I arrived on the show, no, since the past 1 hour I was in the gym, so I was totally exhausted. I did not have even energy to just go and pick up my water bottle. But the moment I have arrived here, like I did not have anything after that, so I'm completely charged. I can go for 3 hours. So how this
Yes.
positive energy
Yes.
affects us, no? You know, the
Yeah.
same thing is with negative energy. If you stay with negative people, you'll get negative
Correct.
thoughts. You'll get,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
what is happening in my life? I'm nobody. Why he's getting that? I'm not getting. Why, bad things happen to me. The
Hmm.
same thing might happen with the places, right? When you talk
Hmm.
about so-called haunted houses or all these places, the same thing happens. Like, for example, if you go to a church or if I go to a
Hmm.
temple, just even by going there, you'll be filled with
Hmm.
vibrancy. Even if
Hmm.
you do not believe in your religion, or I also don't believe. Now, I'm not
Hmm.
much into this religions thing, but if I happen to go into a temple, I'll get good vibes, right? Even if I don't
Yeah.
believe in
Yeah.
that deity or something. The same thing happens when you go to a dark place, a haunted place, or a secluded place. So this is how
Hmm.
our mind plays with us. So definitely, there is a lot of things that we do not understand, but it doesn't mean that these things are not there.
They
That's it.
may be.
Correct, correct, correct. Well said. And the other thing is, I have a habit of reading the zodiac sign every day, my zodiac sign every day. So last year, in the month of
How much of
March,
it has helped
uh,
you reading it?
sorry,
How much of it has helped you since you're reading it
yeah,
so long?
I'll tell you, I'll tell you. So last year in the month of March, just 1 week before the lockdown, like every day I opened my newspaper and I was reading. And in that zodiac thing, the prediction was next week you'll go for a long vacation, and next week after that was a lockdown. So I was at home, and there was a long vacation for 3 months, because after that there was a lockdown for 3 months and I could not go to work. So I'm not saying that it is 100% true, it's not 100% true, but the thing is, sometime when I read, it makes sense, it gives me that positive sign, and sometime when I read, it does not connect at all. But yeah, we can debate about it. But what you said, Dr. Siddharth, it makes sense that that positive energy, negative energy, it makes sense, because when you're with the correct people, you will feel positive. That is nice. So whoever is listening, if it's just the last 10 minutes, if anyone wants to share your ghost stories, the Zoom link is in the description. You can just click and join in. And Priyanka,
Yes.
just before we end the session, I would just like to introduce once again to my other guest, which is Avishek Singh. He has written a beautiful and horrifying book called as Possessed,
It's
and
on Amazon.
it is on Amazon.
Buy it on Amazon. Already on
Yes.
for both, even for Mr.
and
Siddharth Nirwan.
and the other guest is Dr. Siddharth Nirwan. He's doctor by profession, but he has written a zombie horror, which is quite amazing. It's called as Dead People's Town, and he's from
I
Rajasthan.
love the t-shirt.
So whenever we go to India and whenever you want to go to Rajasthan, you can,
Rajasthan. We
Dr.
have to make a
Siddharth will
trip.
show us the beautiful Rajasthan, and he will take us to that haunted forts as well.
We need to go to the Havelis, the
So
haunted
coming
Havelis.
coming to the forts, Dr. Siddharth, if you can tell me what is the reality of this forts in India, because this Bhangad fort or that Kuldara village, like, since you are from Rajasthan, what you feel like, are they really haunted, or it's just that people are making up? Because before you start saying anything, I'm telling this, I think so, for the 100th time. I had a session with Jay Alani, and when I was talking to him, he told me that he visited Bangad Fort, and according to him, it is not haunted. But then there are other people, who have gone, they have experienced it. Now, I don't know, the people who have experienced it, is it in their head, they are just feeling it, or it is just, not haunted at all? What do you feel?
Okay. So first of all, let me tell you that I have been to Bhangad and Kuldara both, but in
Hmm.
daytime, not in the night time like Jay Alani. So
Hmm.
the thing is that I think, Desmond, what happens now? Human mind always is attracted towards dark side, over dark
Correct.
stories. Like
Yeah.
for example, just again going a little bit off track. If you open up a news channel, right? What are the news going to be? They are not going to show all the good things are being done by the government or
Hmm.
by the societies or the people or the NGOs and all these things happening. What they will
Hmm.
be doing, they will be showing that okay, today Raj Kundra is caught, and now all the news will be revolving around him. Last year, what was the name of Sushant's girlfriend? So she was caught, and the entire news was going.
Ria Chakravarti.
Yeah. So that as a TRP source, because our mind is attracted towards negative thing, right? Similarly, I think our mind is also attracted when we talk about these places towards the dark side. Now, if I start telling you a story, right, that I went to Bhangar and all these things happened, something happened with me, I saw something, or all this thing, then automatically you will be attracted towards it. You might believe it or not believe it; it's a later issue, but you will be attracted towards it. You will be thinking, something like that. Now, what I think is that why these two places have been infamous because to talk about the factual basis, because a couple of people have died over there, right? So, a couple of people have died over there, and that is why the stories have been viewed that see, the thing about Bhangar is that the story behind Bhangar is that there used to about Kuldhara, it is near Jaisalmer, that a society, entire community of Paliwal Brahmins used to live there, and then there was this emperor or a landlord. He wanted the hand of the daughter of one of the Brahmins, and they refused that will not let our daughter marry you. But he told that no, you have to let your daughter marry to me, otherwise I will do something nasty to you. And then immediately, overnight, the entire village disappeared. All those people, where they went, what happened to them, till today, there has been no trace of them. That is the story of Kuldhara. About Bhangar, the story is a little bit different. So there was a pujari or tantric, you can say. So so he basically fell in love with the princess or the queen, and because the emperor came to know, the Raja came to know, and he declared some sentence against him, and he did some kind of a yajna, and out of it, a lot of people began to die, and it is said that this tantric's ghost still dwells in that Bhangar fort. So these are stories basically. Now, why people begin to believe in them is because of the killings or the murders or the deaths actually which happened. Now, I will just relate it to another place which is very not popular, but it is in heart of Jaipur. It's called Nahargarh. Nahargarh Fort is the same. If you have seen this picture called Rang De Basanti, so when Amir Khan's friends they drink beer and they fall off, that's a Nahargarh place, right?
Oh,
This
okay.
entire Ghati, Desmond, if I take in the night time, you'll be forget about Bhangar and Kuldhara. You'll be scared to shit, especially if I turn my car lights off, which I did once with my wife. Okay,
Dark.
yeah,
It will be pitch
Oh,
dark. Wow.
yeah.
scary
And that
actually.
place also looks scary. Like,
Yeah, that
uh,
place is so scary. First of all, there is a long way in the
uh,
Ghati. In nighttime, nobody will be there. There's an entire
yes.
jungle around you. And on the top of it, okay, so Desmond is now giving us some scary effects. See,
Acha, Dr.
Very
Siddharth,
distracting, but now I've gotten used to it.
yeah. So let me just complete. Let me just complete. So what happened is that
Yeah.
in this Nal Ghati is popularly known in Jaipur as Khuni Ghati. Khuni Ghati, why? Because a lot of people have died again. See what happens in these desolate places. Why these people, these things happen is that obviously people who have nothing to do, they just go out there, they drink too much, or either they kill themselves, or there's something bad happens, something is bad in happening in their lives. So these people have to die wherever else, they die there, and then this places become infamous, right?
Yeah.
So that is the thing about them. If you personally ask me, until unless I go there at night, I cannot tell you what is the thing. So maybe you come and then we'll together we'll go and then we'll see
Yeah.
what
I
is
would
about.
Maybe, maybe.
join too.
Yeah.
Dr. Siddharth, just I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you something. This is as we are talking here. I had visited that Mehendipur Balaji long time back
Hmm.
when I was kid. Okay, and maybe I was in 7 or 8 at that time. And there, like as I had heard that people who are like possessed and who have like demons, they are brought there and they are treated. Okay, of their possession, and basically what happens is that they are kept in the temple premises and all that, and when water is sprinkled on them, then that like after a long what do you call kind of treatment, okay, ultimately the body becomes free of the possession. Now how far, like you must have heard about all these things, so Mendipur Balaji, what do you say about it? Do you have any idea, like?
Okay. So regarding Mandipur Balaji, first of all, many people do not know that it is the biggest place where exorcism is practiced in the entire
Yes.
world. Okay.
What?
Biggest, yeah,
I
and the
didn't
entire
know this.
world.
This is
So
in Rajasthan?
Rajasthan,
Yes.
yeah, it's near my place. You can come. I'll take you there also.
Now, so I am coming only for sure.
Yeah.
Paying my
Okay.
tickets now.
I will tell you. I will tell you. See, there are levels in Mandipur Balaji temple, right? And there are few levels. I mean, if you even go to that place, no, from outside only, around the outside the temple only, you'll see a lot of people. There's a huge crowd. people are just doing all these kind of bizarre actions, right? So they are possessed, and a lot of people are chained outside for days, for months. They'll be staying there. The relatives will be keeping there. There are a lot of exorcisms, small exorcisms going at a lot of places. Okay, most of them, if you see, you will think that it is all bogus, because there is a similar psychogenic component to it, right? But then there are levels in which no media person, no outside person has ever went. Nobody is allowed to go inside there. Nobody is ever. There is no documentation of what happens in the deeper levels of the temple. It is said that those and there the people who are, either you can call them possessed, or whatever you can call them. So they're mentally screwed up or whatever, right? So that thing is, it goes to so high level that you no human being can even withstand it. That what is happening, and the rituals that they use. So there are a lot of deeper levels. It is said that you just can't even see. That is so horrific, so horrifying.
My God.
So nobody actually knows much about Mandipur Balaji. We just know what is happening in the outside of the temple premises and outside, and most of
But
it.
can a normal person just experience that, like just stand somewhere outside and
Yeah.
you
Never in
can?
the history, nobody. No, in the Avishek, what you have seen might have, that is just the superficial thing. In the deeper levels, in the inner chambers, nobody is ever allowed.
No,
Not
not inside. What I remember specifically
Maybe
was,
that
sorry,
might be the trailer. The actual movie is somewhere
that
in
you can see.
Ah.
That you can see on YouTube also. There are a lot of videos are there, but most of
Oh.
them are normal things. Yeah.
Like I remember they were sprinkling like holy water on like number of people, okay, and as that holy water used to fall on these like people, they used to shout as if something inside them is like revolting and trying to run away, and they are chained. So it is such a scary scene. Like once if you see that, you won't forget it for days to come.
My
That
God.
kind of thing,
I will
like
just,
you forget.
Have you heard about this place, Galia Court in Rajasthan?
I'll find out tonight.
Yes, because this Bhori Muslim community, they have this
Bora
Galia Court
Muslims.
in Rajasthan, and this is what I know. So it's the same as Mr. Avishek was saying, that all the possessed people go there, like whatever has happened again, and they have the priest over there who prays over them and do the exorcism. But the thing is, like, I asked them, like, can we go and visit? But it was, outsiders are not allowed. Only people from that community can enter that place. So at least this other place Mr. Avishek was talking about, at least we can maybe go to the temple or at least see from the outside. But in Galia Court, you can't do that.
Oh God.
You can maybe research, you might find out something more.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Give us your more inputs on it.
See, mostly what happens, no? This exorcism, what I understand about it is that it is something like psychotherapy. It is like, until unless you make this patient or the possessed person actually believe that, you are possessed, he will not react to your whatever treatment or whatever advice. So
Yeah.
what they actually do is that they accept that, okay, fine, you are possessed. There is a demon inside, and now we are going to do the ritual, and now we are going to throw holy water onto your do whatever, and then the demon is going to. So that person accepts, that the other priest or whatever is accepting that I am possessed, and all this sequence of events take place. So most of them, it is a psychotherapy. If I think most of you might have seen, I think Desmond or Avishek might have seen this film called Exorcist, right? Very famous
Yeah.
film.
Yes.
So if you remember, so in that film, what they have shown in the end is that there is actually a demon inside. But what this priest, Father Damien Karras, he does on Reagan, who is tied with all these things, and his mother calls him, and he is somebody who actually initially doesn't believes, because he is a man of science. He doesn't believe in this demons and exorcism. So what he does is that he brings this water and sprinkles on this girl Reagan, and she reacts violently, right? Oh my god, right? And then he talks to the mother. The mother shows that, see, you saw the sign, no? He said, no, it was nothing. That was just tap water. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a kind of thing, trick, or maybe this priest or whoever, the exorcism, maybe of in any religion, the Muslims, Hindus, or Christians, whatever, they do this thing. But one more thing is, I'll just tell you, because I was researching for my one of the books which I actually am in the process of writing. It is taking a lot of time, but I think in Rome, there is an entire course. So the priests, there is an entire course like 2 or 3 years in which they learn all about exorcism. Yeah. So there is a
Correct.
proper
Yeah.
course. They just do a training for it. In the exorcism. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it is true. There is a movie called as Exorcist. Not a movie, sorry. There is a web series called Exorcist on Amazon Prime. So you guys need to watch it. It is about two priests, and it's
Watched it
it's
already.
amazing.
It's
It's amazing.
amazing.
It's
Already.
really amazing. The way they showed, beautiful, beautiful. Mr. Abhishek, I think so. You
Yeah.
wanted to say something.
No, it's okay. Actually, what I was telling that God knows, like specifically if we talk about Rajasthan, this side,
Hmm.
or if we talk about Karnataka, okay, there are one or two states in our country where we have like lot of these experiences.
Goa is
Okay.
also quite famous for that. Like,
Yeah.
Huh.
so,
So maybe it comes in the folklore of the place, or maybe it is like something which has really happened there. Okay, but most of these kind of things you are going to come across in the states of Goa or Karnataka. Even Karnataka is that way. I was staying in Bangalore, and
hmm,
I heard a lot of things there.
hmm.
That people there are like lot means too much into black magic. Now I'm not sure. Please don't quote me anywhere. Like I'm talking here, but the thing
Hmm.
is that this is what I heard. I don't know how far it
Yeah.
is true. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm totally wrong, but this is what my friends told me and all that. Okay,
Hmm.
so there in Karnataka, what happens is that every village, somebody or the other will be there who practices black magic.
Hmm.
So that kind of thing.
It's
Anyhow,
quite
it.
scary.
Uh,
Let me do my promotion. My next episode is about some horror story from Bangalore. So, guys, please stay along, subscribe, and you'll able to hear my ghost story from Bangalore. Just doing cross promotion. And the other thing is, there is another episode on my podcast where one guy, I cannot disclose his details. He told me not to disclose. He had gone to Rajasthan for a wedding, and he experienced something which was quite strange. Now I don't know if it is a paranormal story, but this is what happened. So he's from Mumbai, and he went for a wedding. Okay. So now the wedding was after 2 days. He reached 2 days earlier. He was staying at his friend's place. Then there was another guy from Mumbai came with him, and they both went just to see the city, how, all the forts and this and that. So on the day of the wedding was around, in the evening, around 6, 7 o'clock. So they said morning what to do. The last thing what we have to see is the Chittorgarh fort. So that last fort we will see, then we'll attend the wedding. And then same evening they have around 12:31, they have a train back to Mumbai. So they said, so let's go. So in the afternoon they reached, and uh, you know, he was there. So I'll name him Vijay. Okay. So the main character name is Vijay and his friend's name is Arjun. So Arjun was just showing him around because Arjun is from Rajasthan and he knows all the forts. So Vijay just jokingly said that, what is so special about this queen, that Rani Padmavati? What is so special about her, and
Was
why
showing
people are?
her the mirror, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mirror
So
based from the reflection to see.
yeah, in the movie, if you've seen that Padmavat movie, in which they show the reflection of Deepika Padukone to Ranveer Singh through that mirror. So I believe that mirror is still there in the fort. I don't know exactly, but I can't recollect a lot what he told me. But he just asked, what is so special about this queen? So and there were many people as well because it's like a tourist spot and people keep coming and there are guides also. So he said, keep quiet, don't say anything. And then after that they had a normal afternoon and all, and it became around 4:35, and they decided that they have to go for the wedding. And they were going, and they were driving. Okay. They were driving a car. He was driving, what was the character? I forgot the character name also. Arjun and
Vijay and
Vijay.
Arjun.
You
So
should name
Vijay.
Karan Arjun.
Karan.
Easy
Karan
to
Arjun.
remember.
Yeah. Okay. Karan is the main character and Arjun is the side character. So Karan was driving, and suddenly Arjun, his voice completely changed. no, he said you had to not say that, you cannot abuse the queen and this and that and all. And this guy, Karan, he got confused. Arey, isko kya ho gaya? Then he stopped the car. And when he stopped the car to talk, because it had gone to that situation that they almost were supposed to hit each other. So he stopped the car and all. And where he stopped, it was like a lonely road where right, left, there were only trees. Like not bushes, but like small trees and little bit. So they got down of the car and they started talking, and they said, why you're doing this, and I'm your best friend and all. And then Arjun started giving bad words and all, and he said, no, you cannot do this, you cannot give bad words to the queen and this and that and blah blah blah. They fought, and then they said, okay, I will go to the wedding on my own and all. And Arjun, he took the car and he went. And now Karan is waiting. He does not know anything of Rajasthan, and he's searching for taxi, this, that. Somehow he got the taxi and all. And he calls, that person who's getting married, send me your location. I don't know exactly where, this, blah, blah, blah. And then he reaches the hall. And the thing was, Karan left before, and Arjun was there only. Okay. But the thing is, Arjun reached before him. And it was quite strange, because when he went to the wedding hall, Arjun was very happy, go lucky, and he was like, "Arey bro, where were you?" and this and that, blah blah blah. And he's saying, "Boss, we just had a fight. Why you're behaving like that?" The thing is, that guy Arjun does not remember anything what happened in that area. And then he said, "Okay," and this guy was already disturbed, and he said, "Okay, I'll eat food and I'll go to the station." So on the station, he was waiting for the train. He got into the train, and there was another guy who attended the wedding, and he was going back to Mumbai. And then they were sitting, and it was a long journey. They didn't have anything to talk, so he told the story. So then that Rajasthani guy said, the queen and whoever is there, they are very respected in Rajasthan, and you cannot disrespect. So maybe they say that that Johar, I think so. In the movie also they showed that Johar was done, and one of the females or one of the soldiers' spirit must have gone in Arjun's body, and that is how he reacted. And when this Rajasthani guy told him, he was shocked. But now he does not know if it is really true. Did the spirit come into the body, or it was just him who got angry because he insulted the queen.
I have
Now,
I have another I have another theory for it.
yeah,
Just check if this Arjun guy was a Karni Sena member. If you know what that
maybe.
if you know about the controversy that happened during the shooting of Padma, with how the Karni Sena
Yeah,
disrupted the shooting, and they even slept. The Karni Senas are Rajputs, so
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he might have, he might be a Karni Sena Rajput. That is the easier explanation to it.
Maybe because he was telling his behavior completely changed. Like he became very aggressive and all. So maybe the Karni Sena ka Atma only must have gone in him. You never know.
Yeah, because they are very stringent about these things, right? If you just speak anything about no. So once what
Yeah.
happened that in Udaipur, we were going for a medical camp outside near a village. Just very short incident, and we were talking about this. This controversy was going on actually at the time. So we were talking about this, why these people are, Karni Sena people are doing like this and all these things. I think they want money. They just want extortion. They just want money from Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And
Hmm.
suddenly our car, no, the car actually it accelerated. It went at a very higher speed, and we got scared very much. We told the driver, "Bhai, थोड़ा सा धीरे चलाओ." And then
Hmm.
he became very angry. ये सब ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है, ये बंसाली गलत हमारी रानी को ऐसा गलत दिखाता है, हम उसको छोड़ेंगे नहीं करके.
Arey.
That
So
is
they
another
were.
very sitting as a driver. So they are very much. So maybe Arjun was or he was possessed by the ghost or spirit of a Karni Sena member who might have died.
Maybe. You never know. You never
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
So, so I think so. We are come to the end of the second live stream. It was really fun. Ghost stories. My favorite topic. Siddharth's favorite topic. Abhishek's favorite topic. Priyanka's
And
favorite
also
topic.
my favorite topic.
Amazing session. And once again, I would like to repeat to everyone, including Priyanka. Avishek Singh has written a book called as Possessed. Go and buy it from where, Priyanka?
Amazon.
Amazon. And Dr.
Buy it
Siddharth
on my
Nirwan.
Amazon.
Dr. Siddharth Nirwa has written a book called "Has Dead People's Town." Go
And
and
you're
buy
going to
it
enjoy
from
both the
Amazon.
books.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
On
yes, yes,
Kindle.
yes. Kindle and paperback. So thank you everyone for joining. It was a really amazing session. This is the thing which I'm trying something new. I have never gone live. So, hopefully to do some more live sessions and talk about some ghost stories.
See, Desmond, you are actually now scaring us. You are telling that you never went live before. That speaks
Yeah.
about you.
Well, second attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So second live. So
yeah.
guys, keep liking the stream, keep subscribing, and next week we'll come again with some ghost stories. If you'd like to share your stories, please feel free to contact us, or the Zoom link is always there in the description. You can just join in and share your ghost stories. So
It was a lovely session, Desmond. Thanks a lot.
It
thank
was really
you.
nice. Learned some new places about haunted things. Now we'll go and Google and watch on YouTube. Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Avishek, for that.
Yeah, wonderful. I think it is so nice just to have just a casual chat about our own personal stories, incidents, and the things we know and we can share about, rather than a formal kind of interview. Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
it was nice. It was a very
It was
nice
nice.
question.
And the other thing, whoever's listening, they might be saying that because there is another YouTuber, Mr. Jose. He's an MTV VJ. Even he does similar kind of this ghost stories, and he calls all people to share their stories. So don't think that we are copying. It's just a small community, and we are